One of the concerns that we have going into next school year, if we continue to fail school levies, is that the funding would affect, obviously, many things that happen in each building. In our building in particular, it would affect our class sizes. Right now, our class sizes are large as it is. We're averaging between 30 to 35 kids per class. In some classes, we're even above that. We're 38, 39 right now, and we have a few that are in 40s. So that's a large class when you're trying to teach a lesson. The other thing it would affect, too, is it would affect some of our staff members. There's no doubt that if we continue to lose money, obviously there has to be cuts by staff. When we start losing staff and losing good quality people, and that's a real concern of ours, because we have people that care about what they do, and then when you start to lose those kind of people in a building, it's hard to recover.
As a language arts teacher and focusing on reading, it's very difficult when the students don't have their own textbooks, because I like them to reference the book for their answers and to give specific quotes from the book, and if they don't have that, it makes it very difficult. The reading tests are also geared towards having them cite examples, specific examples from the text that they're reading. And again, if they don't have the text there, they're not practicing that skill, which eventually is the whole purpose of it, is to help them pass the OIA. I also obviously can't assign things to read at home because, again, they don't have the textbook. Once in a while I get around that by Xeroxing things, but you can't always Xerox things like that either, especially when you have 90 kids. Then you're getting into another issue. You know, we're trying to save money by not purchasing textbooks, or we don't have the money to purchase textbooks. So then how can I say, well, I'm going to just keep Xeroxing when then that's going to cost us money too, and the money's just not there.
Everyone knows that usually when you're going to check for a college, higher education, everyone talks about smaller class size, so it's not something they're making up. There's value in that. That's why as a freshman you start off in lecture halls, and as you say on as a senior and graduate student, your classes get smaller because you get more out of a smaller class size. Difficult because of the budgetary concerns. Already our number of specialists that we can have in the room when we have special needs students in the room has been cut, and their workload is tremendous. I have nothing but respect for them, and I have classes that have 12, 13, 14, 15 special needs students in it, and it's good because the specialists are great here in Garfield, but they also have that increased workload, and we could probably be doing even more for the special needs population if we had a little bit more money.
I have many classes that are really, really large. My algebra class is very large, and all of my classes are large, and my first and second period, it's really hard sometimes to have a large class, because when other students need help and you need help at the same time, you sort of got to ask a friend if the other person's asking a teacher. So it's really hard, so you got to communicate with your friends a lot, and it's like you don't get a lot of attention.
We are in need of supplies and stuff for our school. Like, we have desks that are falling apart, we have textbooks that are missing a ton of pages. We have very dated textbooks. Like, my social studies book says in the future of 2010 there will be 7.6 billion people on Earth. Now there's only 6.1 billion, I think, but that's like we're in now right now. We're past now.
I just see the kids getting impacted by not being allowed to go on field trips. We never have money for that anymore, and those were things we used to do all the time. We'd be able to take 150, 180 kids. We could go 2-3 field trips a year. They go to rock and roll. They go to the zoo. They go to Hale Farm. They go to a lot of different places. They go to a play. They go to the museums. That's been out for quite some time now, and I think and a lot of times we're the only ones that are going to take them there. They just don't get that opportunity, and we know as teachers this is a great opportunity for you just to see outside the city what else is going on, what this has for you to to look at is offered, and they're missing out on a lot of those opportunities.
I think the most important thing that we need to remember when it comes to passing a levy is that we're doing it for the kids. We're not doing it for the teachers. We're not doing it for Mr. Nicholas, the principal, or Linda Reed, the superintendent. It's for the kids, and we have to make them competitive in the world that they're going to be facing. The bottom line is they're going to get out into the world, and they need to be able to read, to be able to write, to be able to do math, to understand basic science and so forth. And the less we do of that, the greater the possibility is that our kids are not going to succeed. Strong school and a strong community are one and one together. They have to be together. There's a lot of data and stuff that shows that when a community falls apart, you look at the schools, and if the schools are falling apart, then that's probably why this community wasn't very vital. The schools is really the hub of most communities today, and that's not just here in this country. That holds true really around the world. Also,
being a father myself of 5 children, that I think it's real important to understand that when people are looking for communities to move into, one of the first things they look for is to have a strong school. And if they don't have a strong school, they're not going to move into that community. And so a good school district also attracts the people that want to make this a better community. It attracts businesses. If I'm a corporation or a business, I want to make sure that I'm in a community that when people graduate from that school, I have future employees that are going to come into my workforce and all that. So that's another important thing. Safety forces, the fire department, police department, that also affects what happens with the school. So it's a dominoes effect when the schools start to go. And so I think it's very vital that the schools and the community work together to make sure this happens.
I'm born and raised in this city. I graduated in '76 from this high school. My parents told me early on, City of Homes. When you're a City of Homes, you really have to carry the school district on your back. You made a decision, no industry, or light industry. So if you're not going to get money from them, it's going to come from you. And if these are where your kids are going to be grown up, raised, and taught life skills, you got to be vested in it.